NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Giants and the 49ers on Monday night.
And enjoy it.
From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. And hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, when you and I were going through our final run-throughs at breakfast, we kept thinking tonight we're going to get to see a couple of very good passing offenses.
And we're talking about both sides having multiple receivers that can have an impact on this game. It's not just one guy that's going to make all the plays. If you take him away, maybe number 2, number 3, they make the big plays that impact who wins the game.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And we are underway from Santa Clara. Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll start with the option. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Purdy off the play fake. That's caught downfield by Kittle. And he will finally be shoved out of bounds down at the 30-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 45 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march there on right now.
Well, that's a lot like what we saw throughout this project games, doesn't it? You know, because in that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
They run with McCaffrey off the option. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And a loose football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expect it to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yeah, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. The former number 6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
We knew about the great mind coming out of Duke, and we saw the athletic ability and the potential. Watching it all come together and get better with each passing year, that's been fun. He can throw it deep, throw it short, and, of course, take off out of the pocket and beat you with his legs as well.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And nothing much materializing there in the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
2nd and 7. Throwing Jones. And this is Shepard on the catch.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Escaping the... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The last run went so well for them. Maybe they should have just handed it off right here, too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping it, and the defense is right on it and walks away the yardage gained on the last snap.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now Jones. Got a man, that's Richie James. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Well, Charles, it's early, but that's a key third down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away, turns over to the offense. They just pick up a nice first down there. Maybe it's time to think about taking a shot in the end zone because it looks like the field goal is almost assured.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. This pass into the hands of Bellinger. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Roughing the passer, defense.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. Looking to throw. Jones to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Barkley fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers it on the scoreboard.
Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's probably a little angry at himself. It was his fumble, obviously, a moment ago that led to the scoop and score touchdown that has him down early.
And now we find out about the psychology aspect of being a coach. Because when you have a guy that's just happened, some people want to take him out of the game immediately. Others say, you know something? Let's feed him the ball again next series and see if he's going to be able to atone for it. Let's see what they decide to do.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones looking for Shepard deep. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Looking to throw. Jones. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Daniel Bellinger, the intended target that time. And it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Now, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley from 13 yards out. And the Giants are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
Gano the extra point, and we are tied at 7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a receiving touchdown from Saquon Barkley. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculate it, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
2nd down, here's Purdy to throw. And this one too low.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing here, Purdy. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, Can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Jones now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Samson Abuka just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. If you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Looking to throw. Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D linemen to make the play.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Giants have moved out in front. He's showing the different ways he can hit you in this first quarter. 1 rushing, 1 receiving touchdown.
He's showing us he's not just a stereotype, isn't he? Not just a guy who carries the ball in the backfield, can get out into space, make plays with his hands downfield. That's a pretty good combination right there.
Defensively, you'd prefer to be going against the stereotype, wouldn't you?
At least you know where he is, right? That gives you a chance to get more people to him and get him on the ground.
Gano for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's
on the first
better.
drive.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Flushed out right. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing in the colleges delivered to the NFL.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll go option to the short side. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Now Purdy. And this is going to be incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. Oh, able to avoid him. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's going to get this pretty close to the 1st down marker at the Giants' 32. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Purdy bootlegging it. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
On first down, Purdy. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
He'll decide to keep this once more. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Azeez Ojulari able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
After the sack on first down, Purdy got a man. That's Ayuk. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Purdy now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Possession of the football going back over to the Giants. Now their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's gotten them this 14-7 lead.
And it looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap. Allows their defense.
There goes Sterling Shepard, the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 21-7. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off the option, here's McCaffrey. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Purdy. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jones. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field have covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Jones throwing deep for Galladay. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Now comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points on? First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise, and start to put together some drives.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They go play action here. Purdy. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Kayvon Thibodeau, he beat the O-line and recorded the sack. But he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Purdy. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing. Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Completes it to Jennings. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
Certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
In possession switching back to the New York Giants. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now Jones throwing to start the drive. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. On the draw, this is Barkley. 128 yards rushing for him now to this point.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. Barkley inside handoff, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down right around the 18-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, Ethan.
So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this 1st half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. On the ground with a tight end. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
What's up, guys? Right now, the Giants are about to score a touchdown.
Some noise for their defense. Here's Barkley. Oh, nice move. He needed 3.